I'm going to be going over my thoughts on the cart, which includes breaking down the costs for it, shipping and duties, my first experience with it on set, upgrades, and more. There'll be timestamps in the video, that way you can pick and choose where you want to start. I finally got to use the cart about a month ago. I was directing a music video with my brother. Since we were going to have quite a bit of gear to haul around, I went ahead and brought the cart to the location. My first AC, he actually brought his cart as well. He has the innovative cart. I believe he has the 42-inch one. And so it was the perfect time to kind of compare the two on location. Since I had to fit it into my Subaru Forester, I didn't want to have to remove and then put the wheels back on the location. So I just left the wheels on, but I did collapse it. And I was actually able to load the cart off of my SUV by myself. You just kind of have to pivot around and be smart about it. All we had to do was put the 4 posts in and then the top part of the cart on the post, and the cart was ready to go. It took maybe like less than 2 minutes to get the cart ready, so it was super fast. On our final spot, we were on grass and the cart had no problem rolling over it. It has really big wheels, so it was perfect for that. Our location was slightly going uphill, so with the cart loaded up, it was definitely a push to get it up there. The cart did everything that we needed it to do, which was be a place for us to store gear. The two things that kind of stuck out for me was that when I compared this cart to the innovative cart that my friend had, this cart definitely felt like a tank. Like, it feels like it could take a beating. Not that the innovative can't do that, but the innovative felt lighter. It felt like something that would be easier to transport, which is justifiable since the innovative is a lot more expensive. So with that, you get kind of more convenience with the innovative versus the SHAPE as far as pricing and weight goes. The other thing that I want to point out too is that while I can build the cart up and break it down by myself, it's definitely far easier to have another person to help with moving the different shelves around. That's probably the only thing. But besides that, I mean, it's quick to build up, it's quick to break down, and it's a solid cart, and it worked really well for that shoot that we had. Of course, that was just one set, so once I bring it around to other shoots, then I can see what the cart can fully do and if there are any problems that come up with using it. In the last video, I talked about the mat that came with the cart. It was like this mouse pad type material, but I did went ahead and replaced it with a carpet. The SHAPE cart comes with a mat like this. It kind of has like a material that feels like a mouse mat. It's essentially is a mouse mat. You would have to take it off, roll it up, and then store it somewhere. You could put it in the cart, or you could put it somewhere else, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to mess with that. There are other carts that have like carpet already installed. I'm guessing the reason why they went with this mouse mat material is if you are a DIT and you want to be able to use your mouse, then it's kind of a smoother surface for that. But at the same time, you could just throw down a small mouse mount, so. Yeah, I just like the carpet feel, at least when I've used the innovative or Pro-Am cart. I wanted a solution, so that's why I ordered a roll from Home Depot. This was a 12-foot long by 3 feet wide roll. I chose like a color that I thought would look cool. I didn't want to go with like just an all black. I was like, well, let's go with the branding that SHAPE has already gone with. So yeah, I mean, it's really easy because the maps already serve as a template, and basically you get this right here. And then I'll be using some adhesive that I got from the store. Now I'm going to be going over loading up the cart. That way you guys can get an idea of what that looks like. On the previous video, someone commented, why did I not load it up? Well, I was being a bit lazy when I recorded that video. However, we are gonna go over it right now and see how much this cart can be loaded up with. And usually I like to start with the biggest stuff first, so this is the 600X, some Apple boxes. Then we can put this 300D, another staple. So, you know, we've got our key light, and then we've got a light we could use either for fill, or if we wanted to shoot it through a window with a spotlight. But we'll add an additional light, the Intelitech LC120. You know, maybe you just want another light for your setup. Maybe you need a backlight, so we'll load that in. The next thing we can load is my Tilta Nucleus M kit for a first AC, or for myself if I'm pulling focus. You can load in the trusty gimbal, the DJI RS4 Pro next. And then the next thing we can load up, maybe we need a car rig for the shoot, so we'll put it right here. The next thing we can load is this tripod, which I think will fit just under. Just take some finagling. But yeah, fit perfectly right there. And then for our lights, we need C-stands. So let's load one right here. I mean, you could definitely fit like 3 more or so on the top of here. But yeah, I could easily fit, 4 more, 5 more, if I really wanted to. But we'll just put 2 C-stands in there for now. Our boom pole with the NTG4 Plus on there. Now we can start doing camera stuff. For the AC and just general camera equipment, I have this AC bag from what's it called? From Cinebags. Of course, can't forget my camera. With your camera, you need a director's monitor to add, production value for your set. Obviously, we can't forget the aperture light dome for our 600X or for the 300D, either one. Always need one of these. These are on every shoot, I feel like. And what is a set without a little haze? Really, the only thing that's missing is some sandbags. There's some spots I could definitely squeeze some in. If I really wanted to, I could put the sandbags like at the bottom layer. I can't believe I forgot that. But there's definitely some room to put bags in. And of course, can't forget the SHAPE AC belt for AC or grip belt, whatever you want to call it. It's from SHAPE, so you can put things like this belt. Like myself, I don't have all the accessories to go with the cart, so you can utilize the handles as a place to put something like this, or to put some extra stingers or XLR cords on. So here we go. So we also could put a stand there for our boom pole if we need it there. Another thing I could add to complete the audio setup, if you were doing a 2-camera system versus a 1-camera system with your audio, you could add, still have room for a mixer. So yeah, now we have lights, we have audio, we have stands, pretty much all your camera equipment and all the support stuff that you would need. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is essentially everything you would need for a shoot. Plus, if you arrange it a little bit differently, then you could definitely fit more stuff on there. Now we can finally get down to the breakdown and the costs for the cart, which includes shipping, duties, and then any other extra fees that come along with shipping this from Canada. One of the goals for this channel is to be super transparent with you guys, because we're all in this industry to learn together, and if there's anything that you guys can learn from me, then I think that's a win-win for everyone that watches these videos. So hopefully this will help you out in deciding if this is the cart for you, or if there are other alternatives to buy that might work better in your situation. SHAPE had a Black Friday sale around early December until like December, I think it was 21st. It was around those times. But the cart was on sale for 25%. So that is part of the reason I wanted to buy the cart. And so that price discounted was $1,424.25. You know, I love the brand, and that's why I thought this was a really good deal, and I hadn't seen them come out with a cart yet, so I wanted to try it out. For shipping the cart from Canada all the way to Austin, Texas, the cost was $302.70. So that brings the total to $1,726.95. The shipping was definitely pretty steep, and you know, I understand that this cart weighs a lot, and then you compound that with having to ship that from across the US from Canada. Now, I knew since this cart was coming across the border, it was going to be subject to customs. The cart was shipped by FedEx, and when I originally got it here, I didn't get any sort of an invoice yet until I checked my mail a couple days later. So, looking at the invoice, for customs duty, I got $463.23 owed, and then for merchandise processing fees, it was $32.71, and then for a disbursement fee, which I'm not sure what exactly that is, but it was another $13. So that brought the total to $508.94, which is a lot for a cart. I didn't realize that the customs duty was gonna be that high. And yeah, that definitely surprised me. The airway bill included the cart and then also an accessory pouch that came with the cart for free for buying it, which kind of raised the value of the total goods being shipped by a little bit. So the numbers aren't super exact, but it's super close to what you would pay if it was just the cart by itself at the price that I described. There's a thing called an HS code, and this code is used to describe what kind of products are coming into the country and at what rate should those products be taxed at, basically, for lack of better words. There are a couple calculators out there that will help you determine what your duties will look like for whatever item that you're bringing in to the US, but in my experience, they were not really helpful. One would say one price, one would say another price, and it just felt like there wasn't really a good way to determine how much you're gonna be paying for customs duty. And it feels like it should be easy, but it's not. And so the HS code for this product that this falls under, which is described on this commercial invoice that I got, the SHAPE Wagon 40-inch camera cart, it comes under HS code 9620.00.00. And whenever I entered that number into a calculator along with it being imported from Canada, then I would get, you know, $0. Or if I entered it into a different calculator or entered it a different way, it would say like, I can't remember the exact number. I think it was like $70. It was pretty low. And that's kind of what I was expecting. I was like, oh, maybe the cost for customs won't really be that bad. Well, I was pretty wrong about that. And you know, just putting this into percentages, if we combine the shipping costs with the costs of the customs duty, it comes out to essentially $811.64, which is 57% of the total value of the cart. So pretty high price to bring that cart from Canada to the US. And I emailed them and I wanted to see or get some clarification on how customs would arrive at that price, but they themselves don't know what the value of the customs duty will always be when it's being shipped somewhere. So that was a little bit disappointing to hear that, you know, even the people who ship products internationally, they don't even know what that value will always be. So that kind of made me sad. Yeah, I basically paid $2,234 for the cart. So definitely a lot higher than I thought it was going to be. One point I should make is that although the cart falls under that code 9620.00.00, as far as the batches go that this cart falls under, it was actually a batch that is under China as the country of origin. So that was interesting. So it would make sense why I was entering this code that I would not see the actual reflected value. But the fact that they didn't even know what the value would be, even though they would know what the cart came from, wouldn't really help me at all as far as determining what the value of this cart would be for customs. I thought that was interesting to hear that the origin of the cart was China, even though the cart was being shipped from Canada to here, as far as the FedEx tracking says. I guess there are a lot of factors that go into determining the cost for the customs duty and what that value would be. It must include where the cart is being shipped from, but also where the cart was made. And I'm sure there are a bunch of other factors that go into it that I don't know. And if anyone that's watching this video is in the shipping business, you know, in the freight business, then if you have any sort of insight to let me know what kind of factors go into that, then that would be awesome. I think it would be great to inform everyone, you know, how that process works. With all the total costs and the cart falling under basically $2,200, I still felt that the cart was pretty worth it. It was just unfortunate that it cost way more than I thought it was going to be. But you know, that's partly on me for not doing enough research on it. And you know, that's just the way it goes. It's a learning experience. And luckily I was able to afford that extra $508. And I had so many people asking me about this cart that I felt like I had a responsibility to talk about the cost of the cart, because I didn't want anyone to be caught off guard when they paid for it. You know, it would suck if I told them, hey, pay for this cart that's only, you know, right now it's on, I think their website for $1,700. It would suck if, you know, I told them to bring it and get it, and then they're hit with a $500 bill. Like, that would really suck for me to lead someone into that. So I wanted to give a quick breakdown on that cart. You know, the costs on it. Do I think it's worth it? For $2,200, for it being on sale for $1,400, I could afford it. It still falls under, I think, like $1,000 less than the lowest innovative cart. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'll put it on the video. As far as this chart goes, correct me if any of these numbers are wrong, but this is what I saw on the 13th. And what I gather from looking at these 3 different carts from whether it's their manufacturer website or it's from B&H, B&H is always going to have free 2-day shipping for the carts that I saw. So if you are in the market looking for a cart, I would definitely look at B&H. So if we look over at the cost, the total cost, we see that the SHAPE Wagon pretty much sits in between these 2 prices with the Innovative and then the Pro Aim. So the Pro Aim kind of sits on the lower end of pricing for carts, and then we got Innovative, who's at the top. Really, what I would take from this is, you know, it's really dependent on where you live. If you live in the US, I would try and look at B&H or look at a manufacturer's website if they are shipping from the US. If you live in Canada or in a different country, then I would definitely do some research and make sure that's the best option for you. My final thoughts on the cart. If I could redo buying the cart though, I would have definitely waited until to see it on B&H and order it from there. I think even though B&H is selling it at $1,700, I imagine with the tax and the free 2-day shipping, it would still come out cheaper than the Black Friday sale price of $2,200 after all the shipping costs, taxes, fees. It would have came out cheaper. I definitely should have just waited it out, but I was too excited to get the cart, so I just got it. I looked at this cart as an investment, even at $2,200. You know, if I'm looking at the cart as a long-term production asset for Mad Light Films, and if this cart can last 5 to 10 years, then $2,200 really isn't that bad of an investment for something that will be super versatile and super useful for shoots in the future. If you have any questions though about the cart, or any questions for me or about any other product that I have, then please comment down below. If you like the videos, if you like the content, then please like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.